Let's see. Who else is... How many people do we have? 12? Okay. Cool. We could wait for some more, but I think maybe it's a good idea to start. Let's see. I think I know every single one of you, so... hey, how is my sound? Is it a little too hot? A little too loud?
Sound fine.
No, it's fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm Caitlin. Welcome back, everyone, to our Monday Maker Meetup. Makerbox Meetup. I don't really have a lot planned today, but Matters has an awesome new name tag script that he was interested in talking about, so we can go into a presentation on that in a little while. Does anyone here have something else that they'd like to talk about that we could just kind of stick onto the docket?
Yeah, I'd like to ask about what I'm doing with the Google I/O.
What's that, Bill? You're coming in pretty soft.
Oh, okay. No,
Why don't you come down here and get in the audience and face the podium, because sound is directional.
Oh, gee. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
What's your question? Yeah.
No, my question is that I want to put on an event for the first time. Maybe it's too ambitious, but what we're trying to do here locally is watch Google I/O stream. May 7th, I think, was the first one going on, and it's going to go on for 3 days. So we were going to just watch the stream and then talk about it and go through the different code labs that we can all access at the same time. So there's a lot going on. So I don't know what's the best way of going about doing that, to try to get more people from this community involved and so forth, and setting it up and helping out, that kind of thing. So it looks like a Hifi community kind of deal, because it's going to get quite a bit of press.
So you say you want to stream and just so we can watch it from in world, or did you want to have a presence there, or? Yeah, I bet Kenneth would be up for streaming that.
I'm coming.
Yeah, he said it was. Yeah, he was doing something else.
Hi, Kenneth.
Hiya. Hey, Mucky. Cool new script. Woo woo.
Cool.
Let me finish loading so I can see what she's got out here.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good.
I'm coming. I'll check it out in a minute.
Yeah, maybe you and Kenneth should have a chat. Maybe he can help coordinate that. That would be cool. It would actually be neat if we could even do more than that somehow. Yeah, sweet. Other news, I know Fluffy has set up a new wiki that you've probably all seen on the Discord server. Thank you, Fluffy. I guess it's not new, but kind of revitalized. And if you're not already on the Federated Hifi users Discord server, be sure to join. There's a link on the side of the amphitheater over here that you can click on to join. It's an alternative to the high fidelity official, unofficial, whatever the hell they want to call it, Discord. Hey Hordini, good to see you. So yeah, feel free to sign up. Fluffy, did you want to say anything about your wiki, or did I pretty much sum it up? No? Okay. Well, yeah, feel free to add things to Fluffy's to the wiki on Fluffy's website, which you can find there. Fluffy can't talk at the moment, apparently. No problems there. Hey, Matters, would you like to chat about your awesome new name tag script?
Yeah, I can do.
Cool. All right, come on up.
Hey.
Hey.
So yeah, I've done a new name tag script because we didn't have enough name tag scripts.
No doubt.
Enough good ones.
And I wanted something that was a bit different, a bit more customizable. What you could get in these standard ones because of the limitations on text entities. So I then one that looks like this. If it's just appeared next to me, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Running it now.
So essentially, it's generating the name tags as an image from a server-side web service. And the client script passes the information off to the server to generate the image, and it's then able to just keep up to date, does lots of server caching so that it doesn't need to generate on the fly every time, and it's fairly performant from what I've done from the testing. I was running it during bingo last week and there was no problems. I've used it in various guises for the past 7 months. It worked fine during some load tests last year, and like future lands and things like that. It's worked all right on theirs. So I've had more problems with avatars lagging than my name tags lagging. So
Sweet.
That's mainly their animation.
How does it work?
Plotting.
it's using Skier Sharp, which is based on Google Skier, and then taken by the Microsoft and Xamarin to work with C Sharp. So there's a .NET web service, which is generating the images using procedural generation techniques. The client script gathers all the information required from the pretty much the same type of code that's used by the people page. So whatever you can see avatar picture-wise from the people script and the usernames that are available through there to you can be shown on these name tags, and it's not shared with anybody else. It just goes straight up. It just generates an image for you and then caches it for you for next time. Because they can become a little bit obtrusive if in large groups, or if you're at the trying to watch a film at cinematic. You can there's a keyboard shortcut as well, so if you just press U, it'll turn them off.
Oh, nifty.
I didn't know that.
And pressing U again brings them back.
One thing matters. I think that's also the key to equip and unequip items. So
Yes.
Yeah, that might cause conflicts if somebody's, holding something and they try to do that. But, just wanted to point that out.
Up.
Yeah.
That's no problem. I can switch the key config over to something else.
Just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
I didn't use.
Hey, I got a question. So, will this eventually be able to be on the marketplace? And if not, how can we get this?
I'll put a link on chat. There's the link's on the forum at the moment, and it's. I'm going to try and get it on the marketplace, but I can't promise on that because when I first
Probably won't be.
no, because when I first started writing it, like I said, about 7 months ago, it was last August when I was writing it. Came to a maker meeting, and it just so happened that week was the week where somebody had asked about marketplace submissions and what was allowed and what wasn't allowed. And I asked if it was possible to get something on the marketplace if it was using an external web service, and the flat answer to that was no.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the answer.
It's unfortunate. They kind of wanted to make sure that anything that goes in the marketplace is like completely self-contained, but at quite a cost, because I think your name tag script is terrific. So
No doubt.
Maki, didn't you also put it in Fox Essentials?
Hi, sorry, I can finally talk. Just on time. You can get it in Fox Essentials. It's right at the top.
Oh, yeah, I see it there now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just go to Fox Essentials and click it, and you get it. You should try it.
Matters?
Yep.
You said it's customizable. Can you run us through that?
Yeah, at the moment it's fairly limited on customization. There's a single style, which is which is called SAO-esque after Sword Art Online, and that is the style that you see here, with the grey border and the slight gradient in the background, and it's using a font from SAO. From the config page, you are able to hide the profile pic if you don't want to show it. You can choose whether or not you want to display username, display admin status, or the friend connected badge.
Oh, cool.
You can also change the scale and alter the transparency from what the default is as well.
When you say username, do you mean display name?
No, the smaller one in grey underneath is the username.
You shouldn't be able to get that unless they're on your list.
And
admin.
And that's exactly what it does. It's using the same code as what the people list is, so it will only show usernames for those that you've actually got access to see usernames for.
That makes sense.
So as I look out at the moment, I can see usernames for LeGraph and Dr. Fran, Kenneth, Caitlin, and Mackie, but that's it. Everybody else is just display names. And that would be the same if you clicked people now, you can see the usernames on certain people, but not everybody.
Yeah, I like it. It's really stylized, nifty.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's I'm looking to add a couple more styles. Shortly there'll be another SEO style one where I'm moving the friend and admin badges from being text underneath to being icons on the right hand side instead. I've got a couple of other ideas for some styles. An Elite Dangerous themed one probably, which will be very orangey looking, and probably a World of Warcraft style one, just because I quite like their sort of
boss will be thrilled.
person view in the top corner. And I can pretty much do sort of any style. It just takes a little bit of coding it, because it's all programmatically positioned and stretched out and the like.
A little observation. It's really cool. I was talking to Mackie about this idea of getting rid of display names when somebody takes a picture, because they do look particularly ugly, don't they? When they show everybody's.
That's also a privacy issue, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously as well. Yeah. But do you think? Do you guys think that would be easier thing to do, and just get everybody to release that code and just use it in their name things? Because
something like that could be added in. If I've not looked into it, but if I can hook into the event for it, that shouldn't be a problem.
Right, that's good. Good.
I'll add it to my whiteboard here.
Yeah, I've seen it in VR.
Wouldn't that? Yeah, let me think about this. Is it going to intercept the thing that triggers the snapshot event and then use that to turn the tags off temporarily?
Potentially, if that's broadcast, then I can, because all the as you, I'm sure you do know, the literally all the messages get sent to everything if it's been sent as a message. So
yeah.
It should be fairly easy if it's been sent to
but if
look into it.
Yeah, but if it's just a regular signal thing, it's only going to be seen by that script, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not completely off over all aspects of that part of it, but yeah, I guess it'll depend on whether or not it's QML that directly talking to the C++ libraries, or if it's doing it via a broadcast event.
So it might need an update to the snapshot script stuff.
Possibly, yes. But one of the things I'm looking to work on after this is some customizations to some of the tablet apps. So I could potentially do as one of those, an update to the standard Snap app.
Cool. What kind of changes did you have in mind?
Well, the first one is Gota, because I don't think I'm the only person who doesn't like Gota.
Yeah, I call it run from.
Yeah, it's
basically, let's tweak this thing here small bits. It's basically.
Yeah, the choice of horizontal scrolling on these is an obscure one, because mouse wheels go up and down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to do a.
Do you have a VR headset, Matters?
I do, yes.
So what about scrolling those things in HMD then?
I found up and down scrolling in HMD is fairly easy. Horizontal scrolling becomes a bit of a nightmare because it doesn't always seem to like to scroll it. It sometimes likes to click where you're trying to scroll.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to do a modified go-to, which is vertical scrolling, also buttons for scrolling because they help for HMD as well. Because you can actually physically click on something rather than having to scroll it, drag it over time.
Little quest.
Yep.
If it's on desktop, can you make it bigger?
What? Make it
Because
bigger if you're on
we need.
desktop?
Yeah, I honestly, I think if we could just drag it and make it bigger, or make it any size we want to, that would be great. I would use that instantly.
I want to make it smaller on desktop.
Well, what I
it's just
mean
too
is
big.
that you could show more places to go to if you could have a bigger thing, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like a tablet size when you open it up on the desktop. It literally is the tablet.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
with some of the ideas I've got, you will see more on it anyway because I'm looking at tab the interface as well. Because at the moment you get a lot of space used up by featured.
Yep.
If you're looking at it right now, featured is just the Tomb experience, which is using up more than a third of the screen. And then Places is smaller. Snaps is smaller still. So I'm looking to do it as a tabbed interface as well, and also bring bookmarks into here as well, so that they're not up on the top menu. So
Yeah, I would agree with that. I definitely need to. I've never liked the snapshot idea anyway.
Also, I don't like the fact that go-to is bright white.
No.
It doesn't help.
I've already started making my various things to have a dark background. So
yeah, it's. I do find it strange that all the different tablet apps have a completely different style. I know that it's a bit like a phone apps, but since they're all supposed to be from sort of the same place and a unified experience, going from a main menu which is black, and then some of the other screens which are dark grey, and then a couple of them are pure white. It does seem a bit straining on the eyes.
That's why Google has a template now.
But yeah, I've also been looking into being able to reorder and hide apps on the tablet as well.
yay!
Would it be
nice.
extremely difficult for you to add a feature into the snap of something like a stereoscopic image where you can click a snap and it'll take kind of two pictures simultaneously that you could mesh into a stereoscopic image in VR?
I've no idea. I'll be completely honest. I've no idea on that. Okay. I've not looked at anything like that yet. Suppose it's theoretically possible. But yeah, I don't know. Although I've just thought about the fact that hiding the name tags might be feasible because they are already firing off an event in some way to hide all the other elements of the UI.
Mm-hmm.
When you do a snapshot.
Mm-hmm. They do it in VR?
Cool. I'm so glad you are doing this.
There's only one thing to do, isn't it? Take a snapshot.
Yeah. I can see this is what I'll be doing for the rest of the night now.
Right on. Well, cool. Good job, Matters. I'm so glad that this is finally seeing the light of day.
Yeah, it's been a long while of messing about with it and the like, but I thought I'd get it up there and get it released now that everything's going slightly not pear-shaped, but different, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
It's been differentized.
Like the direction of the company and the platform, or like the way you're working and
all of the above.
Yeah. Cool.
Everything
thanks,
you
man.
just said.
be sure to get it from Fox Essentials. Hey, by the way, Maki, you're working on a little friend finder app, right?
It was just a small thing I made for fun.
Would you like to show it?
Sure. I took a
Yay.
screenshot from
I've
just
got
now.
it now already. Like
Come
it.
up on stage.
Yeah, here's the
Go, Mikey.
screenshot.
Come on.
Let me just.
Thanks again,
rotate it.
Matters.
So
No worries.
here is a thing I made just for fun. It's basically an app, though I don't know. Remaking the go-to menu, making it better, like Matters is doing, is the
Make it
thing
a
we
little
need
bigger?
to do. Yeah, sure. But basically, what it does is it takes your friends. I'm sorry, I'm sharing your username. It doesn't really matter. But basically, it just takes your friends and then splits them up into where they are. And I've been using this more than the people button to see where my friends are. Just kind of nice to see, oh, look, there's 7 people at Makerbox that I'm friends with.
Oh, I see
And
that.
then, yeah, it's just simple and silly. I mean, originally it was going to be a web page you'd just go to, and you would have to go to another page and copy a page and then paste it. Basically on Chrome, I meant. But it was like, if I make it into an app in Hifi, you just open it and it works. Because it's interfacing with the Metaverse API. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just something
That's really
I
cool,
made.
actually.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, because I'm always
small.
using the people thing, and that kind of gets, it's like generic.
It is, and I don't like I originally through the people button, I had to scroll through till I realized I could sort by current
Right.
location. So then I can see all the people at the top. But it's like kind of mixed up. Like you've got Makerbox a bunch of times, and then you've got something else. I don't know. It's kind of weird, and this just makes it better.
This is so much more fun, though.
Yeah, there's more people now since I took that.
Hmm.
I can share that.
That's really cool.
Will
I
this
like
be
it.
available on
It's
Fox Essentials?
Oh, that is in Fox Essentials already, but it's just a small
Okay.
little thing. I think it's an experimental at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's also got it
Yeah.
on the wall right behind me here outside.
Yeah, I saw that. I was curious
You know,
what's
What
happening with
you
that.
could do
think mine's
with this
delayed.
too, you could make this into like an actual page. I don't know, like people could just walk up to it and see, oh, there's where my friends are.
Really?
And
Like
you
just
don't
in
see
world.
friends.
No, it's just your friends.
Yeah.
Just you see a web page with your friends. I don't know if that could be useful anywhere. Or kind of like if you have Get Started maybe, or some kind of hub area where you can be like, okay, this is where your friends are. Cool. Let's click on that one, and then you go there. I don't know. Something like that. There's a big
Dope.
round ball looking at me.
Our new flying eye. Yeah.
I think it's a camera.
Oh, I like Matter's name tags. I got like inspired and ended up making something similar, but I think Matter's system is a lot better. It's a lot faster than mine, and I can't wait till you add more styles because that will be cool. Like especially stuff like World of Warcraft. That's really cool. But here's one that I've been working on. I was collecting a bunch of. Wait, there you go. Here is a screenshot of that. It's simple, and it shows admin as well when you're admin, but I haven't got that working yet. I just made this in a day, so it's not. But I thought they're kind of cool because it's using your avatar as the gradient for your image,
Oh, neat. I can see that. Yeah.
and that's something that you might want to consider, Matters, if you make more styles, to do something similar. Because it's cool, because it's like you're immediately personalizing your own name tag by just having an image, and I think that's kind of smart.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like how Caitlin's is all purple and yours is all bluish. And then Kenneth's is light blue, and Fluffy's is white and grayish. And purple
That's great.
slightly. Anyway, yeah. And mine is yellow.
And the little icons underneath show if you're friends or if you're connected.
Yeah.
Seeing what I can add more to it, but I don't know if I'll release it I'm just making it for fun. I could always share it on GitHub for people to play with and see how it works. Because it depends on an external web server to handle to generate images, like the other name tags does. And the problem with that is if that goes down, it won't work anymore. And so you've got to be able to do it in game, and it's kind of difficult to do that with what we have, but it's probably possible. I kind of just want to make an API that lets me generate images. But yeah, still, I don't know how to like procedurally generate images in Hifi and then pass it into an image entity. There's a lot of looking into.
Are you using ImageMagick or something?
I am using headless Chrome. So basically, every time a name tag gets generated, you're basically opening a tab in Chrome, rendering the HTML. And once the image, the profile picture, is finished loading, which is the background as well, on that Chrome tab, it will screenshot it and then send it back. And it's basically along the lines of like maki.cat/generate name tag, $username, the username, $avatar URL, $connection equals friend, $admin equals true, and then it just gives back an image. But yeah, it's just using Chrome, headless Chrome, so it's not actually opening Chrome, but it's basically opening a tab, rendering it, closing it again, which is kind of cool. How that works. You could cache it too to make it faster so it instantly loads, but I haven't bothered yet because I just made it. But oh well. Yay!
Nice job.
You know what to
That's
say.
neat.
It looks really good.
I love that People's app too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try it again. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing what else you could do with it. I was kind of thinking, like, what if this is the People's app and I don't know. It would be nice if you could click on them and then it kind of expands horizontally and puts them on the left, their icon. And then to the right, you can see things like, okay, you've been friends with this person for this long. Do you want to friend them? Do you want to, like, or it gives you more information about where they are? I don't know. Kind of it expands. I mean, if you go to the People's menu now, you can see where everybody is in their location. And when you click on them, you just see forgotten info. Like, it doesn't give much information.
Yeah, I wish we had the ability for profiles here. Just a little information on maybe likes and just anything you want to put in there, you know, like likes and dislikes and, you know, where you like to hang out or suggested domains or whatever, you know, things like that.
Like Second Life,
social
maybe.
function.
In a way,
Domains and your research.
It's, you know, yeah.
I've always asked for a public place where you can put your stuff if you want to, and like a private place where you just show your friends or your colleagues, you know, where you you give that information wherever you want it to be, you know, depending on the situation. Because I don't think there's an issue with showing stuff. It's just about how you show it.
Yeah, well, true. But one thing I think about Hifi with their system they have now is that you can go to the website and type /users/somebody's username and see information about them. And that's kind of the only profile system. Like, it's kind of weird having a friend system and having absolutely no profile or anything, or it's kind of weirdly put together. Like, if you're gonna have profiles and such, keep it like, it's got to be somewhat social media-ish, and it can be really simple. I mean, if it was like a profile and a friends list, and it's weird because it's just the API that's undocumented, and then it's interfaced with in Hifi using QML, and then there's a really weird HTML interface on the website, and it's just kind of hard to tell where what is and what I'm actually showing. Like, I don't know what kind of data is being sent out from me. I don't know. I mean, I've been looking at the APIs recently, and there's this information that it's showing, and it's like, okay, I didn't know that. Why is it nowhere displayed on my profile? Or do I even have a profile?
Right.
I just wish things were a bit more unified. Kind of like Steam. I mean, you have a Steam profile and you have your friends list, and that's really it. And you can do that on, you know, steamcommunity.com or the client. It's the same. I can hear myself.
Echo.
Someone's echoing. I wonder who
Looks like Tevaram there.
Keep talking. Hello, 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 hello.
Testing.
I don't know who it is.
I think that's Deborah Ram.
Seashells by the seashore.
Okay. It's Teveram. I muted you. No, I didn't. Hello? I might have muted someone else.
The building
I
of
think you
Notre
turned it
Dame will
off.
be saved. It's gonna be okay, dear. It's not going
Make
down.
sure your stereo mix or whatever is
That's
turned
good.
on. If you're using that. Okay.
Much better.
Cool. Yay.
Even like Discord, like I know this is just an idea, but like having if profiles were ever available, being able to put your Discord in there, because a lot of the times people are like, oh, you want to add each other on Discord, and it's such a pain in the ass to be like, especially in HMD, it's like I use my virtual desktop a lot, so I can navigate that, but it's not that easy to just add somebody on Discord unless you're like on desktop.
Yeah, it
But
could
anyway,
be
that
done
could be
really
something cool.
simply with like Steam just gives you the opportunity to have a description. And so I updated my Steam profile recently, and the first thing you see is just, here's my Discord, my website, my Twitter. And that's other places you can talk to me that I prefer. Yeah. I mean, even Second Life just had like a description thing, right? I don't know. And you could put stuff in there.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be too much, but it's it's just something that I know, like, that's me, and I know that's me, and I know this is the information that's out there, instead of it being like API things that aren't really defined. I don't know. But,
yeah, makes sense.
Hi-Fi is not a social platform.
Get it
No.
straight.
Well, I know, but it's got that service with it. So if they're gonna
That was
have
just
that
a cop
service
out.
with it, you might as well.
That's such a cop out.
I think with my people list, if I do ever keep working on it, I would make sure that it displays as much information as the API reveals without being too obtrusive, so that we actually know what it's actually sending about everyone and yourself. Yeah, because it sends stuff like IP address and not your IP address, but the IP that you're connected to in the port. That's kind of useful. For I want to see, there's no way in Hi-Fi easily that I know of that I can see right now which IP address and port I'm connected to. I mean, I know what it is because I host the server, but it'd be nice to know that and such. And Hi-Fi doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't have to be there, but it's just that's on the API and it's not showing anything. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just ranting.
So Maki, I suppose you're using the stock Hi-Fi services, right, as opposed to forking it.
Well, I could always reverse engineer it. It's not documented, and I keep finding more and more API endpoints, but it could be reverse engineered and used.
Yeah, because down here we were actually thinking of scanning it and all of that stuff to pick up all of the places that's coming in and out of the server. All the ports, all the addresses, the whole bit.
Yeah, that's right there. You can just ask the API for that.
So I'll ask again. You're not using like a forked version of this, right? You're just using this as standard Wi-Fi service. Are you?
Metaverse API, everyone else. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I'm just kind of wondering, with all of these issues, was it better to maybe have a forked version that can incorporate everybody's needs and then feed it back to Hi-Fi later when, we can prove that it's okay?
Well,
that's a pretty big question right there.
It is. Yeah.
Whether or not that's better, it's hard to say.
It's kind of imagine Steam is a thing. And imagine if you add a friend, it's on a completely different server. I mean, optimally, you don't want any of this at all. You don't want to be able. You don't want to have multiple places to have users. There is a solution called Matrix, and it's lovely, but that's going to take a lot of time, and nobody's going to do that. So I think it's best to just keep using High Fidelity service, and if High Fidelity ever shuts down that service, too bad, then the community will have to host it, and then everybody will have to use that, and that will be the standard forever until that closes. It's kind of imagine Steam just going down. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to have to reverse engineer it and have it run again, but Steam is too proprietary, so that's not even possible. But Steam is a service. Hifi is a program that has a service on it. So it'd be nice to just completely like get rid of the service. That's hard when you have friends. So one thing that's at least possible with what we have now is we have the go-to menu, and the go-to menu can be fragmented into kind of like people can have their own. Okay, imagine a go-to menu, and imagine you can say, for example, just as a thing, the Federated Hifi directory. Okay, great, and then you can see all the domains added there, and that can be like a completely community-hosted go-to menu. You just add your own domains, and it's all part of the Federated Hifi community. They're the ones managing that server. But imagine in the go-to menu, you could perhaps have something like, I don't know, 18 plus, some other community that's completely different. And then you have a whole other directory of servers. And that way, the people that are actually like hosting those directories, it's up to them to keep it up and running. So it's kind of like a search engine. Imagine having Google and Yahoo, but more categorized between like communities and the amount of domains inside of it. That's one thing that's possible. For things like people, Hifi is hosting their own kind of people's account management system. Other platforms use things like Steam, like Tower Unite or Gary's Mod Tower uses Steam. VRChat uses their own, but is connected with Steam, like thing. So I mean, you have to rely on something. And,
I would like.
There's some things you can't rely on. You can actually like have manually. Like the go-to menu can be done by the users, which is great, and that's kind of what I want to have.
I definitely would like to see the go-to be a lot better. If it's a third-party thing, that it's one of my crutches that I feel that a lot of people just don't get that much viewing because the navigation is very difficult. So
it's also really expensive.
Yeah,
for no reason. So. I mean, if there had to be a requirement for the go-to, that requirement would probably be you need a domain. Like a literal domain, like maki.cat.
Yeah.
Or even a subdomain.
I mean,
like
domain's alright.
Hifi.maki.cat.
It's just the fact of finding it in the first place is the problem.
True.
Yeah.
I think place names is just reinventing something that already exists and doesn't need to be done. I mean, VRChat, if you have a world in VRChat, it just has its name. Like, that name can literally be anything. And the only thing that defines it is just an ID. And so that is kind of how it works. Hifi does that too, but the names are unique. They could be two of the spots, but one of them could be different than the other. And then you can branch out even further and make it like a Yelp thing. So you can see this domain is hosted by this person, and there's this comments, and this... I don't know. Hifi shouldn't reinvent the domain when it already exists. It's silly. And it's expensive, and nobody wants to pay for it.
Agreed.
Yeah. So we also
pay for my domains. I host enough servers already.
Yeah, we're also looking at We're also looking at adding OAuth for our domains here in Phoenix.
What do you mean?
Because there's a service called OAuth that.
I know what OAuth is.
Yeah. So we were going to use
OAuth with Hifi.
Yeah, so did they use it already, or what was the reason that they aren't using it?
I think they use OAuth. I mean, the authentication is bear and then whatever is some ID. Well, that's how you make authentication work with OAuth. Do you mean like using the API so you can log in elsewhere?
Yeah.
Oh, you'd have to do that with keys. Oh, it's a slightly different system, but I guess it's just not... I mean, it can be done, but... Yeah, so when you start a server, and it's like you have to generate a key that you attach onto the server? I don't know if you've ever seen that process, if you've ever started a domain.
Yeah.
If you... it sends you to a link where it's like Hifi keys, create domain key or whatever, and you can change that to probably profile key, because you can select which type of information to share. And that key can be interfaced with an API that I don't know what it is. And then you can get the information of the user, and that's basically kind of like... Yeah, that's the way you'd grab someone's information after logging into Hifi. But that's not really OAuth. But I don't think Hifi is ready for that. I mean, their API for the metaverse isn't even documented, so there's not really much point to begin with, because they're not even finished with their API.
Oh, I see. Because, you know, with OAuth, because OAuth is used by everybody, and then you can do single sign-on, and then all those problems become basically moot at that point.
Yeah, but, yeah, I understand. But their API isn't even documented, so I guess it doesn't even matter.
Okay.
It is possible, though, if you must, in, like, some way. I mean, imagine if you had the go-to menu that's completely disconnected from Hifi, and you really wanted to connect your high fidelity account to it. You would have like an account system on that, and then it would be like, would you like to link your Hifi account? Click this link, copy the ID, and paste it here, and then you would hold that ID in your database of users for that thing, that service, and then anytime you'd like to get information about that user, you would use the ID they generated and agreed to make, and then interface with their API that's undocumented. So, yeah, that's kind of all you've got.
Because, you know, there's already a way that, you know, most of the internet's already using that. So I was just kind of curious why they went away from that and tried to reinvent something different.
Well, they can always use it. It's just it's not ready.
Okay.
You can always switch to OAuth when you need it. Right now, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know what to say. Has anybody made anything else that's really cool that they like to show?
Well, I've been messing with this little avatar a little bit.
Yeah,
Just
good now.
you know, it's now got emissive and some bump. It's got some actual normals on the thing. I'm just getting rid of the glossiness on the helmet. That's what I've been working on. That's probably what you can hear me doing the clicking on and stuff. So
That looks really good. Blend shape's next, huh?
yeah, maybe. But there's some weirdness which I don't understand. There's like some color patches on the body that are not in the PNG files. There's strangeness, right?
Are they like vertex colors?
I'm going to check on that, but I don't think there's any vertex colors on this model. The other thing is, if there were vertex colors, they'd have soft edges.
Yeah.
So they're probably not vertex colors. So interesting. But yeah, so it's got the emissive, and if you see on the helmet part, you see it's actually got normals, which it didn't have before.
Cool.
And I'm just doing some tests to show people how. The other thing about this is it doesn't have, unlike the actual model, one that everyone else is using, this doesn't have any overlapping UVs. So I re-UV'd the whole thing, and then I baked the original textures to the new UV layout.
Wow.
So I was going to maybe do some tutorials on how to do that, because it means that you can take a model that you can't add normals to, and then you can make it into a model that you can add normals to.
Right on.
Yeah, cool deal.
Hyper.
Yeah,
There's a fork in your body.
I know. But everywhere I look, there's a fork on the horizon.
It's in a weird place, that's all.
I know. When you change avatars,
Get those two.
Sorry.
Pick them
Yeah,
up.
when you change avatars, it should
it
compensate.
can't work it out.
It's silly.
It's the bone indices change, that's all it is. So you need some way of reading the FST file and move your attachments to the equivalent bone number, I guess, somehow.
Yeah. They should make better use of the FST file, though.
Yeah.
I mean, why not store the bone names and indices, like by default, so that you can look them up better?
Yeah,
And that way the server can also interact with them, because the server can't figure out bone names, because they can't render the avatar.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Good job.
So I've just been literally redoing the glossy and metallic maps. So, and I've also done a little mod to the emissive map. So I'll try that a bit later. So,
Excuse me.
so we can go stick this back in your house of avatars, and people can have a slightly better version.
Yay. By the way, if anyone's got avatars they want to add to Mochi, or probably for that matter to the avatar section of Fox Essentials.
Please let me know.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to add anything.
Yeah, certainly Maki can add that there. I don't know who handles Mochi.
You guys can get rid of it.
Could I add my domain to Fox Essentials?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
to the go-to list.
Lovely.
Yeah, we need to update that.
That's a Caitlin thing.
That
You're
is a
managing
Caitlin
that.
thing. I can add it for you. I just need an animated GIF of of your domain doing its thing, and we can loop it in there.
Awesome. Great.
Cool.
Gonna send it to you on Discord.
Okay. Yay!
Awesome! Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's so cool.
Oh, you were looking for a mirror script. I owe you a mirror script still, don't I?
That would be lovely.
Maki has a nice low-res one that's really performant, I'm not sure how important performance is.
I could edit it and make it so you can actually specify your resolution yourself.
Yeah.
Because lower resolution means bigger mirrors, but then it looks worse. But bigger mirrors.
That'd be amazing.
I should edit.
That would be so cool.
Yeah. By the way, a shout out to Kenneth for hosting our meetup on Thursday. That was amazing. Kenneth's DigitalOcean instance handled 48 people.
52 at one point.
52.
52 we maxed out
at our fuck off. Which Menethol hates me calling it that. But that was pretty good.
What?
And, at least he doesn't advocate the name. We can have another one on Saturday, if you guys would like. I think someone had suggested 11 a.m. I don't know if you guys are interested in having a little community meetup Saturday at 11, but kind of a similar deal, just get together. No real agenda, just sort of hang out. Let's do that on Saturday, whatever the heck date that is, the 20th at 11 a.m.
Sounds good.
Cool. And we'll shoot for doing that here. By the way, Qt Lab, we opened up a new domain called Get Started, just to be something that looks kind of inviting for people who, people when they connect to High Fidelity for the first time, they go to welcome and then they're instructed to open the go-to menu and just buzz off and go somewhere in there. So I threw that place up just so that there would be something that looks kind of inviting, and hopefully it'll attract new people. And if you're interested in greeting new people, you're welcome to hang around there. Though it seems like a lot of people are going to Nova Jones's The Spot also. So, but you're totally welcome to hang out and greet people. And if you'd like to help support us, feel free to use the tip jar over there to tip towards running our little server here for Qt Lab, which is hosted by a data center called Joe's Data Center.
I like that.
So when I was doing stuff for Warner Brothers, we used to use a lab near Warner Brothers called Joe's Basement.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I like it. And Joe's Data Center actually has a logo that looks like a mechanic shop, kind of.
Cool.
Yeah. But it seems to do the job pretty well, actually. It's nice to use something kind of smaller and home-owned than Amazon and AWS. And since all this is running on bare metal, I think it's a lot more performant than a cloud instance. Yeah.
So
Cool.
Is your stuff on a data center? Because we're planning on using the same situation with Phoenix NAP, where this thing is almost on the backbone.
Can you speak up, Bill? I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're getting quite a bit of performance improvement by putting our servers onto Phoenix NAP so that it's closer to the backbone and not going through, Google or Amazon. Especially for the low latency stuff, because you can't really fight the latency problem by putting it in the cloud.
Right.
So I think that's very interesting, because we're going to try to run a bunch of benchmarks to show how much better it would be. because I think it'll be cheaper to put your server in something like a Phoenix Snap than paying all this extra money to put it on a cloud server.
Phoenix Snap is a data center?
Yeah, it's a data center that all the local people, like, a lot of people use it.
Yeah.
Big giant companies. And the cool part is you can actually run it as though it was part of the cloud that Google manages, but it's physically, in a colo. So, so you get the best of both worlds in theory, because backups, all that stuff they can handle, but it's actually running, without all the extra stuff. So we're getting almost like 2x in terms of latency difference.
Wow. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the same thing with you guys.
We get markedly better performance with this. Well, compared to like the home lab that we had for sure.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I mean, we've only had one problem so far, and that's just been poor Chaka can't get in for some reason, and we're still trying to figure that out.
In where?
I've done too much debugging.
Into Qt Lab, but yeah, we're trying to. I don't know, but
I'm done figuring out.
poor Maki's been trying so hard.
Firewall. Oh my god, I can't just figure out every firewall. What am I?
No. That wasn't meant to be like fix it.
Network
Frankly, I'm
security
disappointed.
Ass. I hate network security. But not security, network availability. That's what I'm saying.
It's complicated stuff. It really is.
Yeah, so
It's just basically getting it to work for every firewall. Just figuring out every firewall. Something like that. I don't know. Sorry.
Think of them all.
By the way, just a
explain.
shout out. I just see you here, Kalila, and I just wanted to say that I really like your script for adjusting the position of the sun.
Oh yeah.
I forget what it's called, but it's a really cool script, and I just wanted to thank you for providing that. That's awesome.
Oh, I meant to ask Madders a question. Is Madders still here?
Yep.
Question.
Yes.
Right. Big event kicks off, although it may not seem likely right now, but just say there's a big one of these stress tests.
Yep.
500 people, 250 of whom are using the name tag script. They all arrive at roughly the same time. Is the service going to get overwhelmed?
Hopefully not. I'll go. That's what I'll go with at the moment. I haven't stress tested it to that degree yet.
Right.
Stone Bear.
Wait, what
It's
Have you done any numbers on how long it takes to generate each thing?
Let me change it.
I've not done full metrics. It's quite quick, and it will have cached them for the last person who did it. So the generally, if lots of people are all connected, we're not going to be all connected to the domain at the exact same second.
No, sure. But
So
a lot of requests, right?
yeah, and for each instance of a name tag, it will only need to generate it once. It'll serve from cache for future requests.
But each right, hang on. Does the imaging? So, how many components
Guys,
are in
do
an
you want to
image?
have your
Because-
conversation in kind of formal, stagey settings since we're
Okay.
still sort of meeting, and that way it's just not like we're filming an off-the-cuff conversation since we're all
Okay.
listening to it anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Right. I thought we were at the end of the meeting. Sorry.
No, you have to go on stage.
Yeah. Let's hear
The
it.
happy, pretty
What do
stone
I have to
bear.
do?
Look, Piper.
Go on stage.
Piper.
Give a
Oh,
speech.
what? We've got to continue the conversation.
Yeah, continue the
Okay,
conversation.
yeah. So,
You're going to talk
okay,
in the
so
amphitheater. You got to do it on
You're saying that it'll be cached, but surely each person will have a different version of that tag.
Yes, that is true. But it will it will be different by the different elements. So if people have got different settings switched on, so for instance,
Yeah.
some aren't showing usernames, some have got
Yeah.
friends, some have got admin, some haven't.
Different styles.
Yeah, it will cache each unique set and serve up. So anybody who's got the same settings on will get the cached version.
Right.
Others will get a generated version.
You've been thinking ahead.
Yes. It also caches a request for the avatar images as well. So I'm not downloading them constantly from the Hifi servers. So that will get cached on the first hit and won't get downloaded subsequent times.
Right, cool. So just to give some of the audience some technical stuff, Madders has been doing magics things. Just magic. Yeah. Anything that begins with X is probably magic.
Essentially, I don't know how it'll handle multiple people all try if they did all try and load them all at the same time. But for instance, when I was connected to Bingo last week, I think there was 150 or so people on. And if I switched on and off the name tags, it was getting them all pretty much instantly. So they sort of all loaded at the same time.
Oh, cool.
So the worst I've had is if the server's gone to sleep, it's taken a little while to wake up again. But by a little while, it's been like 5 to 10 seconds. It just sort of all of a sudden serves them all. I'm looking to put some bits and pieces in just to keep it awake. So essentially to be requesting a name tag every couple of minutes so that it doesn't go to sleep.
Cool.
Hey, why would it go to sleep?
Because I'm using the wonders of .NET and it tries to free up server resources.
Oh, okay. That's weird. I've never used that. I just do everything myself.
Yeah, it's using .NET and it's running on Azure or Azure, depending on which side of a pond you're from.
Yeah.
Just kind of curious, is there any reason you're going with kind of like Microsoft-based solution for this, or is it just what you use for work or something, or? Like
it's in line with what I do day to day. So I'm a .NET Business Systems developer at my day job.
Well, perfect,
So
then.
I just put what I knew the best across to it.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
I am looking at a new version, which is going to take a bit more doing, which will work completely client side, so it won't require the server element at all. I've got proof.
That'll be a download of some sort, right?
No. Well, only in the sense of an app is a download. It uses bitmap fonts. And it's if I can get it working properly, I've had it work once. It will be generally quicker. I don't know what the performance will be like in the UI. What it essentially does is it generates a mesh on the fly using a bitmap font texture to represent the actual name tag.
Question. Are those going to be individual bitmaps per letter?
No, it's one bitmap texture for the entire alphabet and the background colours, which then using texture coordinates in the mesh.
Yeah, but the problem with that... Oh, hang on. Are you going to be generating the mesh on the fly as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
It only works if you do...
Otherwise, you're going to end up with a lot of draw calls, yeah?
Yeah, it'll generate a mesh with a single texture, and it seems to work. It only works if it's local entities, because obviously it doesn't transmit the mesh. But yeah, the graphics library lets you.
The graphics library lets you do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a really cool application for that. Actually, that's really nifty.
Yeah, the only annoying bit is that you can't create an entity using the graphics library from your own mesh. It needs to.
Yeah, you have to you can only export an OBJ, right?
It has to modify an existing object.
Oh, right.
Because you can't create an object for that I can see you can't create an object from something that's been generated on the fly. So the idea is that there's a very basic object, which is basically a plane with the texture on it. That gets instantiated, and then I replace the mesh immediately with the text, essentially, the text mesh.
Is anyone else's brain melting like mine is right now? You know.
Not really.
Wow.
I understand.
You're very committed.
It's fun.
It matters.
Yep.
Do you know if it's possible to generate OBJ and then have it load? Like in Hifi itself.
I don't think it is.
Yes, it is.
Well, on the flying memory, is it? Because if it is,
that's been doable for quite a long while. That's what Seth Alves has been doing quite a lot of, where you generate a mesh from a bunch of primitives and export the mesh as an OBJ.
Can you bring that back in though as an OBJ?
Yeah, you can bring an OBJ back in.
Do you reckon you could use data URIs in mesh URLs?
I'm not sure.
I don't know if it's been done there.
I'm not sure.
Because if you could change your OBJ into a data URI, yeah. I don't know.
Because you can definitely export the models to OBJ, that's not a problem. But the bit I couldn't work out...
You can bring OBJs back in. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I need to look at that.
Procedurally generated OBJs. But since the graphics libraries just never worked for me.
I must admit, I found it a bit mysterious myself when I tried.
Yeah, it takes a bit of trial and error.
Okay. Cool. Also, is the bear scary or happy?
It's happy and pretty.
He's definitely stoned.
Depends which profile image you look at.
Mine's better.
But he's definitely scary in the bottom profile image.
I added actually a nice bear to yours. I don't know. Okay. I like Marcus's bear. It's really cute. I don't know. He just randomly put it here. He's being quiet.
Cool. Right, I'm going to evacuate the stage. Back to Caitlin.
Cool. Well, hey, thank you. Anyone else got something they'd like to talk about? Or come up on stage, or like want to do a little bit of soft shoe dancing for us? Poetry recital?
Yeah.
No? Anyone got anything cool they're working on? Okay. Well, thank you for coming. Again, join the Discord if you haven't yet. It's better than the other Discord. I actually quit the unofficial High Fidelity Discord just because I'm so dedicated to the Federated one. And feel free to give us a tip if you'd like. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to have the community thing on Saturday. So, community meetup on Saturday at 11 Pacific Standard Time. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys.